Yeah. Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to Hot Takes. And this Friday is a special one because we have the amazing, my amazing wife, and she's here with us today. It's a pleasure to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here, guys. Good evening.
Good evening. So, can you tell us a bit about yourself for those who don't know you?
Okay, hello everyone. I am Delphine Ephraim Isong, wife to the amazing Ephraim Isong, and mother to the world best Amari Fallon. I'm a medical practitioner. I have a BSc in human physiology and an MSc in public health. I love to sing. I love to try out new recipes. I love to read, like do some little research. So my hobbies. For games, I love volleyball, handball. I'm not used to watching this man of you as a Swiss guy playing football, so I'm getting used to like being a football person as well. I also currently I'm the CEO of food business Delphi as well, so you can check me up on Instagram. Though I've been on break for a while, spare any calls, but I'll be back soon by the grace of God.
Yeah, thank you very much for that introduction. It's nice to meet you. Nice to have you on Hot Takes.
Nice to be here, guys.
So we're gonna, start you off easy since it's your first time, and we'll be playing a game we call 5 questions and top 3. Are you ready?
Okay.
Are you ready for the game? Promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I promise.
All right, let's go right into it. Tell us, 3 things that you look out for, 3 qualities you look out for in a man, just to help the single ladies, because you're ready. Got the 3 things here.
Okay, 3 things to look out for in a man. I would say respect. I love a guy who respects a lady, someone that pays attention. Loyalty. I want the loyalty. And somebody that has the fear of God. Very much important, because you have the fear of God, that means you're going to do all the things in the Bible that pertains to marriage, which are all the things I need in a man.
Awesome. So the next question is, if you were kept on an island, let's say you have food, you have water, and you have shelter, what are the top 3 things that you can't live without? We're kept like in a desert or something.
Alright, I will say my phone. Okay, my phone.
Okay, phone addicts.
Not necessarily phone addict though, but my phone.
But to communicate with me.
Books, because I love to read. My Bible.
Your phone, books, and Bible.
Books include the Bible actually. So
yeah, so what's the third one?
Third thing, oh my God. My bed.
Your bed, okay, that's a good one. So we're assuming that you love to sleep a lot.
I'm not able to sleep, please.
Alright, so the next question, what are your top 3 date ideas?
Ooh, someone's trying to get some ropes.
Yeah, need to know.
Okay, top 3 ideas. Alright, let's see. I love beaches, so I don't mind you taking me on a trip to a nice resort with the beach. Okay. I don't mind having dinner at that beach, the whole sheet on the ground, like a mini tent with candlelights, petals, the whole romantic thing. Then I love games, like game nights, and I also like the whole old school, please, rooftop dinner, Echo Hotel. Rooftop dinner.
Okay. The person that will take you on the date is probably watching.
Exactly, please.
If you're watching,
we are available for the date. Please.
We are here.
Who are they? I am here. I beg.
Alright, so the next question is what are the top 3 questions you ask somebody on a first date? I normally ask this question just to help people to know what to look out for on a first date. So what do you ask me?
I always knew you loved God, because obviously I would have come to say, I'm a Jesus girl, please. I love Jesus. All to Jesus, I surrender. And then we get to meet you. Say, look here, voice.
What are the top 3 questions
back to business. Top 3
you
questions.
ask on the first date?
What are your goals in life? What do you hope to achieve? What are you passionate about? I'd like to borrow what Mrs. Anita said. Is there someone that thinks they're married to you, even if you're not married to the person? That cracks me up, and that's a very important question. Because I've come to discover that in this our world today, you can not be married to someone, but they're thinking they're married to you. So I have to ask, is there someone that thinks they're attached to you? And okay, I've never mentioned 2 or 3.
That's 3.
Okay, cool.
Interesting. That's a good one. So the last question is, what are the top 3 things you hate waiting for?
I hate going to the hospital and having to wait to the doctor. Like, can I just have an appointment and it sticks to my appointment date? I hate having to wait. Antenatal was crazy. Ooh. Okay, the second thing I hate to wait for. I hate to wait for food. Let it be something I can peck on. You know, it does have like cake in the fridge or something. While the food is ready, have some ice cream. Yeah.
Number 3.
I hate to wait for credit alerts. Like, it's like I've sent you money and then, but I'm not seeing it. Like, what is it with this bank? Please.
Is the money yet?
Yeah.
Alright, so speaking about, waiting, we've been on a series called The Waiting Season. And last week we spoke to the delectable and the amazing Nkem. Yeah, and this week we have us or you or we to speak about the waiting season, and this is part 2. So what does the waiting season, what does it mean to you?
Wow, okay. I'll say it's a period of tests. Like, it's a period where every part of you is tested. Spiritually, physically, morally. Like, every part of you is tested. It's a dicey period that, if not handled properly, could mar you, and if handled properly, could make you. So it's a very important aspect of our lives and our everyday life. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, the waiting period is, some people can refer to it as like the wilderness period, in between, what you want and getting what you want. And it's an interesting period for us. Like, when we got married, we're like, we're gonna wait before we have kids. We actually chose that we'll wait for like maybe a year so we could enjoy, the whole marriage and enjoy our time, enjoy our sleep, enjoy, enjoy our company, get to bond more. But then it happened that 3 months after you fell pregnant. How was that first journey, first pregnancy for you?
Well, it was more like a sweet and sour situation because we weren't expecting, or I wasn't really expecting, because obviously we should have put things in place.
Yeah, we're not planning
for it actually. We're trying not to, but the grace of God came, and we're like, okay, cool. Funny enough, that was like I think that pregnancy was more easy than my last pregnancy. It was stress-free. So I started bleeding in my 2nd month. I had like threatened miscarriage, and I was given one drug. I was misdiagnosed. I was given a very strong antibiotic that almost made me lose the baby, but then gave me problems later on because I had like fetal complications and all of that.
Yeah, so you carried the baby for, let's say, 7 months?
No, 35 weeks.
35 weeks is what, 8 months?
Almost 9 months, yeah.
Almost 9 months, and then carried this baby, expecting to give birth to a healthy baby. We had checked the sex, it was a boy, and it was interesting, excited. We had bought our baby things. We had planned the baby shower, I think we're just about to have the baby shower.
Yeah.
We had moved to a bigger house, in Abuja then. And then I think the day we moved to the house, we discovered that the baby was not moving anymore. So what happened afterwards?
Well, as a new mom, I didn't know much about pregnancy and so during the moving process, I didn't leave the pin, so I was like, okay, you're stressed, just rest, just lie down. Probably the baby's tired from whole driving around and everything. And just by morning or by tomorrow, if you don't feel any kicks or movement, I'll go to the hospital. As a new father, so I went here. So I was okay, let me sleep, let me eat. So the baby's hungry. I loaded food and I slept. And normally I had a very active baby that the kicks always wake me up. Like, it always wakes me up. I noticed that I slept way into the morning. Normally like 5 o'clock I should have woken up. Something. I slept till like 9. I'm like, okay, what's happening? I'm not still feeling any movements. And my guy is like, I'm just chill. I'm like, no. I had to go online, thanks to Google. I'm like, okay, I'm a novice. I don't know anything about pregnancy. When you're close to your due date, are you supposed to experience more movement or less movement? And you're like, oh my god, movements are supposed to be fiercer and everything. And I'm like, okay, guy, hospital. And he's feeling okay, maybe it's just one of those days. I'm like, no, hospital. I just checked Google and went to the hospital. He even dropped me off because he didn't feel it was anything serious because he had to go to work. So he dropped me off at the hospital. And immediately I go to my my gynae, an obstetrician, and she's like, you don't have any movement. I'm like, she's like, straight go for scan. I'm like, just check me. It could just be anything. She's like, no, scan room. And we go to the scan room and they're like, why didn't you come yesterday? Your baby has been dead for like a day already. I'm like, what? What are you guys saying?
Yeah, so even if you went the day before or the same day, what had happened, I think, had already happened, and the whole complication. So first of all, this was us that didn't want a baby in the first year. We had it easy in the first 3 months, and we're pregnant. It was showing. We still had to go to church and go. So most people already knew that we were expecting a baby, and then a baby shower was already planned, the WhatsApp group created, and all of that happened. So when you lost the first baby, how did you feel, and how did you handle the loss?
At first I was angry because I felt I'm a child of God. I tried my best to serve God the best ability of mine. So I was mad. I didn't cry. Okay, yeah, the day I had my baby died, like in the womb and everything. Though I had complications before then. We suspected from the antibiotic I was given, the complications and everything. And I had faith that it was going to be resolved because those people were like, okay, they need to take out the baby once it's 36 weeks, what. So I had faith, I believed, I prayed. So as a Christian, you're upset, like, what did I not do right? Like, what did I do wrong? I was mad. So I wasn't praying. And then the delivery came with many complications. I developed high blood pressure. And I'm like, that compounded my anger. Like, God, you just took my child. I had to stay there for additional, like 14 days. Like, you just took my child. Must I also deal with high blood pressure that refused to go down? I think I was on 200, 180 for a week.
I think so.
Before it started going down. It was so bad. They had to go, no disturbance. They seized my phone, everything.
Yeah, so I think it's important to note that even as Christians, we are going to face, difficult challenges, tribulations. The Bible says in the world, you shall have tribulations. So being a Christian does not exempt you from, going through trying times, because who knows, it might just be for the glory of God. And also, I feel like one of the things that may have cost us to, lose the first child was because we might not have been, as united as we should be.
Yeah, we always fight.
Yeah, unity.
Everything.
Unity in a home is, very important. Fidelity in a home is important. Also, not being at loggerheads is also very important because it creates like a spiritual hedge around you, your family, and your baby.
Because the Bible says when the edge is broken, the serpent bites. So
Yeah, and the
once the
serpent.
edge is broken, we know the serpent is crawling in to bite, to devour. So the house divided against itself cannot stand. So definitely, you being in contention every day is not going to allow the will of God to prevail.
So it's important to understand that because everybody will be like, oh, why did God let this happen? But when you look at it introspectively, we understand that it might have been our lack of unity that actually let it happen and not God, So back to, the waiting season, one would think that it would be easy to, conceive. Many people say it's going to be easier to take in because you just had a child. So just keep trying and it will be easy. And then 4 years. Not 4 years, sorry. 3 years.
About 3
years. 2020 to 2023. About 2 years plus went by and, no issue. So walk me through the process of from the waiting season now, from when you had lost a child to expecting to have another one, of course.
Okay, so like after the whole process, came back to the hospital. I was placed on bed rest. I still had some pills I was taking. I also placed on hypertensive drug for a while, so I was able to get off it. Glory to God. But that period, because of the anger I didn't want, and the experience I didn't want to hear anything about pregnancy. I told my husband, no more pregnancy. If you want a child, we're going to have to go through surrogates. Like, that was me then. Like, I'm not going through this again. So, obviously, my husband is like, he's a very supportive person. Thank you, baby. So, like, he's like, okay, cool, whatever you want. If you don't want to get pregnant again, it's fine. You don't want us to do surrogacy, we're going to do surrogacy. And of the first 6 months, doctors like, give yourself 6 months to heal and everything. So 6 months passed by. I wasn't thinking child. I was still hot. And another thing, like sometimes you're hot and you don't know you're hot. Because people kept telling me, your child died, you didn't cry. And I'm like, no. God allowed it to happen, so why should I cry? I'm not crying. But that created a lot of hardness in me that I didn't know I had. Lots of bitterness that had locked up in me. And I was eating up inside, and I didn't know it affected me emotionally, psychologically, physically. I was a shadow of myself. I think I shut everybody out at some point. And then coming like over to 2021, when I thought I was ready to try, I think towards the last quarter of the year, I felt okay, let me just try again. I think the whole baby money is there. I go to my room, I see baby things I've bought, I see my body, the change in my body. I'm supposed to be carrying a baby and I'm not. Okay, let's try again. And then the war started. Tried, it wasn't forthcoming. I'm like, what the heck? I did not want this thing in 3 months. It came. Now I want it. Why is it not coming? Like, what's the issue? At first, I didn't know there was an issue. Cause like, okay, maybe I'm stressed and everything. And then at some point, okay, let's go for a check. My brother's like, there's nothing wrong with you. You took it on your own. Why do we need to go for checkup? And I'm like, but nothing is happening. What's going on? 2021, by 2022, okay, no, it became like hell then. Like, okay, we need to go for a checkup. Before then, I've been having some people talk about hormonal imbalance. I noticed my voice got deeper. Even when singing in church, I couldn't pitch as much. I noticed like the hair on my body increased. I noticed like my shoulders got broader and everything, and they're like, I noticed that I was gaining weight that I wasn't able to lose. Like, losing weight wasn't as easy for me as it was before. And everybody was like, oh my God, you're adding weight, be careful, you're fat, you're this. I was getting depressed because I wasn't even eating as much as I thought I was, and I was adding so much weight. And then somebody came out like, okay, maybe you have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Like, what's PCOS? Why am I having PCOS? Why do I have cysts in my ovaries? I took it on my own without even having any headache, without even trying. Why should I be having issues considering what is this PCOS thing? And that's where the drama started.
Yeah, so finding out that the possible cause for the delay was PCOS, and then how did first of all you spoke about people saying you've added weight, and a lot of people who didn't even know you were pregnant before. just see you and pass comments and say you're fat and like, don't you want a child, or the way society operates, always pressuring.
A child. Why don't you want to take in again? That's what I even knew I was pregnant, because I didn't put it out there like that.
Yeah. So how did you cope with pressure of society in this waiting season, where you also had the features of someone who gave birth but did not have like an actual child in your hand? So you had to hear a lot of was body shaming comments. And I think most Nigerians, or most, I don't know if it's a Nigerian thing, but most people don't understand that it's not right to just tell someone you're too slim or you're too fat, because you don't know what the person is actually dealing with. But how did you handle the society, the pressure from society?
I don't want to remember those moments or relive those memories, because it was crazy, it was hell. Like, I cried myself to sleep almost every night. This man don't see small shiggy answer. Because I cried myself to sleep almost every night. I think I became a shadow of myself. That was my first shutting people out. I didn't want to go out. I didn't care about my looks. And sometimes you'll come back from work and just meet me like lying down, or just like moping into space, and like, what's wrong with you? And I didn't even know anything was wrong with me. I felt I was okay, but it affected me psychologically. It affected me emotionally. Like, even the doctor had to tell me that stress was my greatest enemy trying to conceive. That's when I finally went to help, the doctor's help. Like, try to let go of this emotional stress. Don't think about your weight. Don't think about the fact that you're trying and it's not happening. And everything, like, it was crazy. It was crazy. I had to hide from people. I avoided meetings. I think the first outing I went for was an influence wedding. And you guys practically had to force me out. I didn't want to go out. We thank God for His grace. We thank God for a supportive spouse is very important. Like, I know one time you won't had to scold a part of my family. Like, if you keep talking about our weight, you won't see her again. It was hell. And we thank God.
So you had a good support system.
I had a good support system.
That's how you coped through that waiting period. So yeah, so PCOS and all, how were you able to overcome PCOS? And how did let's now walk through the testimony on how you were able to conceive again and have our lovely baby, Amari Fallon. So let's walk us through the testimony and how the battle with PCOS started.
Sorry, it still blows my mind when I think about it. Yeah. So PCOS diagnosed, went for a checkup, did lots of research because I'd never heard of it before. So I did lots of research, and I had some people that came up like, okay, I've gone through PCOS. One or two people like, okay, this is what I'm going through. They started giving me advice. Okay, this is what I did. I reached out to my friend who talked about, okay, this is what I was going through. That was diagnosed early. This is what I did. This is what I didn't do. Instead of having to go through dieting, exercise.
You're exercising this one.
I
2
tried.
days. 2 days exercise.
I tried. I got exercise mats. I got skipping rope.
You signed up for gym and you went for 1 week.
Baby,
and my gym money wasted. But it's all good.
I tried. It's far from the house. I have to drive a long place to go and gym. So that was making it a bit difficult. I think of the stress of waking up to drive.
You got your gym mat and everything.
I got my gym mat. I was
How many times did you use
baby, I did YouTube videos in the morning.
How many mornings?
Really?
Alright,
really?
So let's say you tried to
exercise. I tried to exercise.
You tried to diet.
Baby, I stayed off shawarma for almost a year.
You're eating pizza.
I stayed off Jesus Christ, baby, really. How many of you let me
You
get
tried
pizza?
you tried to diet. You tried.
I love junk. I love my shawarma, my pizza, my ice cream, my cake.
Yes.
But I have to stay off that.
Alright,
Like I will stop baking at home to avoid having to like cheat.
And then you were given one drug. The first one you
Okay,
were
yeah.
given.
So
the
they said
first
I
one.
wasn't ovulating. So the problem was the fact that I wasn't ovulating, so I was not releasing eggs. So I don't think of fertilization. So I was given a drug to induce ovulation. I did it. I started the whole process in January 2022, and in January, the first one failed, and my follicles were not even growing. I had to go for follicular tracking. Excuse me. The follicles weren't growing. Okay, I changed the hospital to another one. This time around, they saw an egg, and I'm like, God, hallelujah. I called my husband, guy, wherever you are, appear. Oxlade mode activated. And of course, Oxlade mode was activated. We're hoping to go back the next day to
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a man of God. I don't.
Hallelujah.
I don't do these things, but we thank God.
And story that touches Oxlade mode was activated. I went up to the next opening to hear a good result. Like, okay, the egg has fertilized, and then we had egg shrunk and died. It was crazy. I tried again the next month. That was my birthday in March, our anniversary, our birthdays. I was like, Holy Ghost, give us this as a birthday gift. We're so happy. We believe it's going to be our birthday gift from God. This is what the follicles did not even reach one. So I think it was on 1.2. We need like a 2.0. So like for it to release the egg, that was good enough for fertilization. It was on like a 1.2. Even worse than before. And that's where the strong girl in me started creeping. Like, I was like, oh, what's happening? They're like, okay, I now change hospital again. They're like, okay, I need to change my drugs and everything. Change my drug. Need to watch. Okay, then they're like, I needed to like give me a drug to help my weight. I was told that for me to conceive easily, I have to go back to the weight I was when I got married. And I'm like, guy, I was on what was I when I got married? 70?
Yeah, but probably 70 something.
And I'm on like a 90 now. How do you want me to go back so easily? But we thank God, all in all, we tried the drug, it didn't work. Tried March, tried April, tried May. And it was like, I think June, we're like, okay, you know what, I want to take a break.
Yeah.
I want to rest. I've had enough drugs pumped into my system. Let me just take a breather and just rest.
I think throughout the waiting period, we got to understand, that we needed to be more united.
Yeah.
That we needed to be, more invested in our, relationship, our spiritual growth, our service to God. We made it a covenant, to serve God, relentlessly. I was already serving God, but to serve God, come rain, come
consciously,
sun, come shine, whatever. We were going to consciously, continually serve God, regardless. Because for me, like my own mentality throughout the process was like the Hebrew boys who said, if God saves us from the fire, He's still God. And if He lets us to, burn in the fire, He's still God. So that was my own mindset, like God is God regardless. And I was, I told my wife it's important to enjoy what we have, Many people, the first pregnancy, many women people die.
I almost died
in pregnancy, so people get to lose both wife and the baby, unfortunately. And then people also, not to be a sadist, people also who have babies, sometimes their babies, grow up to a big age and be grown, and then they still lose them or be a terror to them or whatever. So I think it was just important to be grateful for what you actually have.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to put that out there. While in your waiting season, take stock of what you actually have. I have a beautiful wife. I have, a beautiful family. My siblings are amazing. My in-laws are also very amazing. So that's a great thing to have. And and we have each other. So I think it's just important to look out for what exactly you have, and you'll be shocked that there's a lot to be grateful for.
Yeah,
so I think gratitude was one of the ways I coped through the waiting season, and service to God was also, is a very good investment, because the Bible says when you serve God, He is a rewarder. He's a rewarder, and even if He doesn't reward, He's still God. So I wasn't serving God because I needed something. I was just serving God because God is amazing, and like life without God is like
useless.
It's useless for me. I don't know about you,
For me too.
but life without God is like there's so much. There's a void that cannot be filled by literally anything. Like even if you try alcohol, you have to keep drinking, and you just, you're just killing your liver, and you still come back down and look at life. So no matter what coping mechanism you may try in life, we end up, seeing that nothing can truly satisfy than God. And then we came up with love songs in our waiting season. We sang a lot. We had nights of worship, 7 nights of worship straight, just singing. We composed songs, and I won't tell you to sing your song yet, but when you release it, they will hear the song. We composed songs. We, got to spend more time together.
Enjoy fellowship.
Enjoy fellowship together. Got to sleep more. Enjoyed my sleep, because I knew that whenever and if and whenever a child would come, I was going to lose my sleep.
So are you losing your sleep though?
I'm losing. I missed. If you look at my eyes, you know that he's a man that is being deprived of sleep by one small human being. So I've lost a lot of sleep. I'm going to go on a holiday very soon, just me. I leave these two women
That ain't
alone.
happening anytime soon.
But yes, I'm just trying to walk them through, like, apart from the medical things that were happening, there were a lot of spiritual, things that
First
were
of all, we
happening.
understood the fact that the Bible says, seek ye first His kingdom and His righteousness, and every other thing shall be added unto you. So you understand that if you actually want something from God, you're actually like seeking, you're like, God, I need this. What are you going to give? Like, are you ready to do God's work? I was to do my work and I will do your work. So yes, seek God's kingdom first. At some point we even stopped praying for ourselves. We started interceding for other people, right?
True.
There's a great power in intercession.
True. I think
we stopped praying for children. We're like, no, we're done praying for children. Like, we started praying for other people, believing God for children.
I think the Bible said that when Job interceded for his brethren, there he now got his healing. So I think intercession is one of, the best secrets in getting what you want from God is by looking out of yourself and then praying for other people, praying for people. And we were seeing miracles happening for other people.
As a boy, I thought I was a prophet.
One of the people we're praying for even got her miracle just a day before you also got yours. So
she told me a day before I got mine.
Told you a day before you got yours. So it was interesting.
Like, I was so happy for her. I practically cried. And I was telling my husband, he was coming back from work, my baby, come back home. There's something I need to tell you. And he's like, tell me over the phone. I'm like, I can't tell you over the phone. He's like, are you pregnant? I'm like, I'm not pregnant. But I can't tell you over the phone. Like, it's a secret. I can't tell you in case
I hate
in case ears can hear. Just come home. And he came home and I was crying, like, oh my God, this lady just got pregnant and we've been praying about it. And he's like, why are you so excited about someone getting pregnant? Like, it's okay, but it's like,
was not my problem. It's why you delayed. Just tell me. It's not
I was so filled with joy that I teared. Only for the next day.
You guys see what I go through.
Only for the next day, I did a pregnancy test. I'm like, I'm positive, and I'm like,
So before we get to the positive, we did all the blah blah blah. We did all the
hormonal injections for 15 days.
That's after we went for our church program.
Oh my God, So
we went for
we stopped in June.
We stopped in June.
So June, I'm going to take a breather. So July, we had our family call and I'm like, okay, are you guys going to do this? We're ready to support you guys. We're like, oh. We actually started the process. We didn't want to stop anybody, but since you guys are supporting, that means it's God telling us we're in the right direction. We prayed a prayer. We told ourselves, like, if God doesn't tell us to do this, we're not going to do it, because it was like a lot of money, and we've spent already this amount of money trying to induce ovulation. And they said this hormonal drug was the best option. And I told God, if you don't tell me to go for it, if you don't give me a sign that you're with us on this journey, we are not going, because we already spent a lot of money. And And now that our family is getting involved, we don't want to waste more money. So if it's not going to happen, let's not even do it. That's what we did. I had the meeting to take like 7 days, all night, midnight prayers. And I told my husband about it. We're like, okay, cool, let's do it. I'll do it with you. I'm like, wow, thank God. And he did it with me. We did it together. And I had the leading again. Okay, after these 7 days, I'm led to do 7 days midnight praise. Just dance for like at least an hour. No requests. No, God, give me this, God, give me child. No, just thank God, just dance. And he's like, okay, I'll join you. And I'm grateful to God because on some days I was weak. Like, I didn't have the strength to stand up and dance. And I remember he would wake me up and then, baby, it's time for midnight dancing, midnight praise. I'm like, I'm tired. And he would carry me up and practically move with me. It's like, somebody puts me on his back, just move your body. At least God knows that you're trying. Let's not break the chain. Let's not break the chains that the enemy will not creep in. And the last day was when we got the sign. Another of our family members, because we didn't tell anybody when we started this whole process. We kept it to ourselves. Like, no, we didn't tell any family member. And another member of the family called and like, oh my God, I'm led to support you with this amount of money for this journey you guys may hope to take. And I broke down crying, like, this is the sign. The exact amount I needed to complete the money, because we had been touching it for a while. When I told God I wanted to wait for his sign. And it was the exact amount I needed to complete the money to start the process. Yes. And that was in August, right?
I think that was August.
Yeah, and
then
that was the sign I needed. But she said I was going to wait for, we have a program we do in our church, in our headquarters, called Free Indeed. Like, okay, I'm going to go for this 1 week of Free Indeed. And I want to be totally free. Is if there's any spiritual undertone to us not being able to conceive, going for Free Indeed will see whatever was attacking us. I'll be definitely Free Indeed. We went for the Free Indeed.
Went for Free Indeed in our headquarters, Calabar, Christian Central Chapel International. Shout out, led by Bishop Dr. Ephraim Isong, an amazing bishop, and his dear wife, Helen Isong. So we went for the Free Indeed. It's our headquarters. Of course, I'm the pastor's child, so everybody knows me. Everybody knows my wife. And then we hated going back because you get the same questions. When are you guys going to have your children? When are you guys going to give
People are just coming and saying, oh, God will give you children. So I'm going to the altar to pray. I'm praying that God remove this headache. Somebody's coming to the altar to meet you. Don't worry. I know you're praying for a child. It will come and I'm like, can I breathe?
So it was crazy because we didn't like going back because of the it was fine for me, but then people asked my wife, oh, you've added weight. Where's your child? When will you have child? So just a lot of, please, Niger people, please don't ask anybody when they will have a child or when they will have a second child or when they will get married. Like, just leave people. Except,
if you love me so much, pray for me.
Except they bring it to you. Except somebody asks you, like, for advice. Please don't give unsolicited advice and opinions to anybody. It's not right.
If you love the person too much,
it might throw people into depression.
If you're
or whatever.
too concerned, pray for the person. God bless you.
Yeah, so went for Free Indeed, and like the last day of Free Indeed, the very last day, a young man, very happy man.
It was not a pastor.
Not a pastor, just a chilled man. I noticed him, he used to dance a lot during the program. And just walked up to me and said, by the next Free Indeed, which is every year in September, by the next Free Indeed, you would be coming back to Free Indeed with your child, with your baby. And I was like, amen. And like, I didn't feel grieved. Normally, there's a way someone will say something, you might be grieved because maybe they want money from me or something. He didn't even ask for my phone number. He didn't ask for anything. And I just said amen. And I felt like a certain peace about it. And I was like, cool. Let's see how that goes. I'll hold God to that.
That was the next sign that God gave us. Because of the journey.
So we came back from Free Indeed. After Free Indeed early September, we came back. And then we like, cool, we are going to do this FSH drug, hormonal drug. And see how it goes. And then, how was your journey?
Yeah, the doctor told me to rest after the journey because my body should not like undergo stress. If not, the drug would fail. I think we rested for a while and started, I think the next month or so, I can't remember. I was given injection for, the max is 14 days. But I was going for 15 days because after a while you start going for follicular tracking, see if the follicles are growing. And I did it for 5 days. Remember the third day they had to even increase like the dose and introduce another drug because they were not seeing.
And it's injections, though. You have to put it there.
My hand, one of
man.
my left hand swollen. I couldn't use it.
Yeah.
Because it had fibrosis and everything. Like, it was mad. The point doctor was asking me if I went to do Odeshi because a needle couldn't penetrate into the hand anymore, to show you how many stabs I had gotten.
Yeah, so it was a painful journey, and then 15 days of doing that, you know, you're hoping that it's gonna work.
Because they told me this is the best drug.
The best drug, you know.
And then the doctor is like, what is happening? The lady that just left here, I just did her follicular tracking, and she even has 2 eggs all mature, so she's not going to have twins. What is your the serologist was so mean. Another thing, medical professionals, please let's be professional, like. But like, what, your own case is so bad. It should not only be FSH, it should have given you even LH hormone. What is your doctor should have known? See, I've seen the people I've done for, and I was so morose, like. It just weighed me down even more. Yeah. Remember coming out of the lab room and my husband looking at me and I'm like trying to fake a smile. And obviously we're married for 4 years. So he knows I'm trying to fake a smile. He's like, what happened? It didn't work. And I'm like, take me out to eat. And he's like, what do you mean take me out? If we have food in the house. I'm like, guy, do you want me to go home, sit down and cry? Because you know my cry, sorry, it does not cut it. So just take me out to a certain environment. I just want another environment. I want to be happy. And as a wise man, he took me out to eat, man. And I went, first as we were going out, I said, see ice cream, stop. But actually, my head is hot. I need to cool down my head. I said, all the things they said I should not eat, I've not been eating shawarma or pizza, I must eat everything today. That's how we stopped. I took my ice cream, shawarma, pizza. We now went to go and have food. I ordered. I even ordered takeaway. But I remember the scripture where David prayed for his son when the son was sick. And the son still died. And after the son died, they removed the sackcloth and feasted. I said, today, devil, me, telling one, I feast. I ordered everything honorable. Thank God for an understanding man. A supportive spouse. So, and that was the day of our women's fellowship.
Yeah, that day you had the women's
Day in church. And I was like one of the lead
humans.
One of the lead persons. I was involved in drama. I was coordinating the dance. I was taking the choir song. I was backing up praise and worship. So I was thinking like I was going to get a good report. I'll go to church and dance where that day. I'll put more energy. But getting the bad news, I was like, devil, you bastard. You came too late. I'm going to go to church. I'm going to dance even more. I'm going to sing even until my voice cracks. I'm going to act the drama like no man's land. And I remember coming home after all the whole feasting that day, and my husband was like, are you sure you want to go? Do you want to rest? Because I was having headaches from the whole tracking and everything. My BP even went up a bit. But I was like, devil, you're a bastard. And I'm going to go to church. I'm going to sing. I'm going to dance. I'm going to praise God. And I went to church that day, and man, I danced.
Yeah, I
sang. Baby, in fact, you don't want to know. And by and I came back home. The next one, I was not going to go to work. It was a Thursday. Because he felt maybe I was going to harm myself. Because he felt I was too happy for his liking. Like, why are you not sad? Not like you. And I just I said, baby, go to work. I won't do anything to myself. And it's like, he's not going to go. He stayed with me that whole day. And I think we watched movies, trying to make me happy. Then on Sunday, I was giving praise and worship to take. Mind you, because it's not easy as a Christian when you're going through trials to just keep that brave face. There's part of me that still felt like, God, I prayed. Is it you telling me I'm not going to have kids? Because the doctor even told me my last resort was to get an egg donor. And let's get an egg donor, maybe because I was like, okay, let me do IVF. And they're like, you don't have any issue with your womb. Your womb is perfect, just like you're not producing eggs. So your last resort is to get an egg donor. And mind you, get an egg donor means it's going to be my husband's child, but it's not going to be my child biologically. So yeah, part of me was still like,
what was surrogate? Is that the same?
A surrogate is still like,
still be my child.
It's still be your child,
but not your child.
Not mine, because the egg is what your egg and sperm was forming the child. I'm not going to be my egg because I wasn't producing eggs according to the doctor.
So I'd like to know, like, in the comment section, what you guys think about, surrogacy and having an egg donor. Will you be okay with, the child being your husband's child, like, biologically, and not being your child? Or as a man, will you be okay, you know, with if you had issues with your sperm, or someone donating sperm to your wife, the child being your wife's biological child, but not your child? How will you feel about the situation here? So continue.
Oh yeah, so believe you me, I'm a Christian. I love God. There was also that part of me like, God, I want my own. Like, I know like it's also gonna be my child, but I want my own. Give me eggs to produce my own child. I don't have issues with adoption. I know my mother was not like, it's still gonna be our child. And I actually the question. I said, what if it was you? That my egg was good and your sperm was bad. Are you gonna be like 100%?
My sperm will always be good in Jesus' name.
God, you're not serious. 100%. I'm happy about the situation. Now I'm gonna be like, that it's pinching a little. I'm like, that's why it's pinching me a little. It's better we don't both of us even use either our egg, but let's go and adopt. So it's like on a neutral ground. But we thank God for God. Like we didn't have to get to that situation. So yeah. Go back to our story.
Yeah, the FSH did not work.
It didn't work. It failed. According to the
So
doctor.
hope deferred, supposed to make the heart sick, but then after a while we noticed that we've not seen madam's period again, and our mind didn't even go to, you know, pregnancy, because during this waiting season, babe, you know, you check, you do, what's it called now, urine test, ovulation test, and you keep getting like negatives. So
negatives.
after the FSH, which is like the baba of them all for PCOS, we're like, okay, cool, it didn't work, but where's period? We couldn't find. So we thought maybe the hormonal drug had messed with something, like a side effect of it, because I think that could also be like a side effect.
Yeah, sure.
So we waited. We tried to induce the flow by, you know, drinking Zobo, but then you couldn't find Zobo or something. I don't know.
There's this herbal mixture I should do. Yeah, like when I don't Zobo is herbal.
Okay.
Zobo is herbal with lots of cloves and ginger, like to heat up my system, go for exercise, use like hot water bottles on my lower abdomen, like tie my tummy. I do a lot of things because with PCOS you miss your periods a lot. You have like inconsistent periods. So I thought this was one of those days. Or I go for exercise, try to like gym and everything, and then my period now flows off easily. So like I went to get my normal herbal stuff, and I couldn't find it when I used to get it. They were out of stock. I said, okay, let me go to the field and do my volleyball, like exercise myself. And not even one soul was
Came
there
out
that
for
day.
volleyball
Came out
that
for
day.
volleyball that day. Not one soul. Not even one person. I said, okay, you throw ball, I'll catch ball.
So they normally come out every Saturday,
every
and they even
Saturday.
had like something they were planning for.
Yeah, and everybody
But
was like,
that
we're gonna
day-
come out today, we're gonna come out today, and then
No
came out
soul.
and not even one soul.
Thank God, because
Because I would have lost me doing miscarriage.
so I played my football.
And
I
he
was
was telling
like, go
me
to
to,
gym.
wasn't telling me to jog round, like, okay,
Yeah,
just
or
jog around
drive
the
to the
field
gym or something.
while I'm playing ball. I'm like, oh my God, the sun is hot, I can't do that. So okay, drive to the gym. But nigga, that day the sun was burning my skin with AC in the car. I'm like, I'll now drive under this hot sun to go and gym. I just called my mother and I started using the car to finish playing his ball. I didn't drive to the gym. Not only that, God was preventing me from overworking myself because I was already pregnant and I didn't know.
So then we tried other ways to induce, which we will not disclose. We have some other ways that we tried to induce it, but then my doctor friend, you know, said, well, the FSH didn't work, we know, but just for formality.
No, our parents said we should go back and try again.
Okay, when we told our parents it didn't work, they were like, oh my
Okay.
God, devastated,
Yeah, okay,
let's try something again.
What's the next step?
And
do it
whatever
again.
amount it takes, you know, let's try again.
Let's try again. And then we now did, they say I need to do a hormonal essay.
Yeah,
And they discovered
exactly.
my testosterone was way above normal. And to take them 6 months
to balance
to balance my hormones before I could start another process of ovulation induction. That was this grammar the doctor said.
Yeah, so
One of the routine checkup was I must do a pregnancy test before, like, for them to document before they start the process again. And I was like, I'm not gonna do it because the doctor, the serologist, everybody said the whole thing feel like pregnancy was on my mind. I don't know if you understand, like.
yeah, but I think I bought like hundreds of that
In my waiting season,
that urine test. I
I have
just
the
bought
full
like
packet of
a full
pregnancy
pack.
test kits.
I think the cheap 100 naira, just said give me like plenty, just in case, I don't know. So I begged her, I said please try. She said she won't try, and then
I was
we
tired.
went to sleep that night. And did you tried it?
Do you know when you see negatives until you feel like your whole life is negative? Like I was tired of negatives and I didn't want to test again. Like just inject me any other drug. Just do something. I don't want to go through the process of
I
another
think
negative result.
it's depressing to keep
depressing,
seeing
like,
no's and no's and no's. So as children of God, we have to learn how to handle no's, because it might just be one yes that you need, but then a lot of no's build up to the yes. So you went to check. I was sleeping, so I don't
So you
know.
were sleeping, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just secretly go and check. I don't want to raise up his hopes anymore. So if it's going to be a negative, I'll just tell him I'm like, not checking, just inject me drug. It's going to be a positive, then maybe I wasn't even hoping for a positive, to be honest with you.
Because there was no follicle. I mean, the follicle was not
the follicle was not
the right
growing
amount.
to
There was
pick up
no
the
egg. So how
I
did
would
this
like
happen?
be pregnant, you get.
Yeah.
So, and that's something you're seeing on the screen, you're accessing, you're seeing it. So like, okay, where will it come from?
And we went to confirm from another lab
Yeah, we did like
that
two
confirmed and
checks.
said no follicle, no egg. So awesome. You went to check.
So I went to check, and
secretly.
then I think it was like 5 a.m. And I was like, okay, you know what, let me just check for checking. See, my husband had begged. And luckily for me, I had three sachets of the test kit left from my bundles of negativity, mind you. So I went to check, and then my sleepy eye, just did the thing for, it's a routine checkup. I dip am inside urine. I passed it out, and I was like, 2 lines. I'm like, what's this?
Wow.
As a medical practitioner, I forgot what 2 line meant. Oh my god. I felt it meant invalid. So I had to go and read the pack again, like, okay, what does 2 line mean again? Is it pregnancy? How can I be pregnant? Pregnancy. And I saw 2 line meant pregnant. I said, no, it has to be invalid, because the doctor said I didn't have eggs. I didn't have follicles to produce eggs. How will I take it? I now went to wake my brother, like, guy, was sleeping. I'm like, wake up. He's like, what? I said, 2 lines. Like, what is 2 lines again? I'm like, it means I'm pregnant. Like, are you joking, girl? Like, no when to play.
And she woke me up with like torchlights in my eye.
There was no lights, so I had to bring torchlight into it. I wake up, he's serious, wake up. He's like, what is it?
And I woke up and I saw 2 lines. Like, wait, what? That's crazy. I still have the test
the test
we
strip discarded.
in my locker.
We're gonna laminate it. I'm putting a frame
and show the young girl like how great God is. But it was like interesting. I'm like, how?
We
like,
just started worshiping. Like, we had to go on Google to be sure that 2 lines meant we were pregnant, because I'd forgotten. God forgive me. And medical practitioners forgive me. We had to go on Google. Google now told us that it means like 2 lines means pregnancy. And we just started worshiping God, like, and I broke down crying. And we did not sleep again. Sleep left our eye.
Why am I sleeping? What is sleep?
And we're like, okay, he doesn't trust all this urine checkup. He's gonna wait till when it break of dawn. We are going to the lab for blood tests. The people of God, me, I was not in a hurry to go for lab tests, because I was like, this is my positive I've seen. Let me enjoy it. Before I now go, they'll not tell me negative again. I said, I don't do. So we're like, okay, by 10 o'clock, I know go to the hospital. I'm like, guy, shift it to 2 o'clock. He said, no. So I said, guy, please, 2 o'clock. Let me enjoy this positive I've seen. It's a while I saw positive. Let me enjoy it.
Man, yeah, went to the hospital and we took the blood test, and they were like, go and come back. I was like, can you guys just like tell us this thing right now? And one woman was like, just hold on, we'll check it for you now. And she went in and came out and was like, congratulations, the baby's there.
I wasn't excited, mind you. And they're like,
shocked.
I was like, what are you guys saying? Like, it was too good to be true. I don't know if you understand, like, having to do with lots of negatives.
Yeah.
For like over like 2 years. Yeah. So like, too good to be true. What are you guys saying? I was like, are you not happy you're pregnant? I'm like, I'm happy. I'm just trying to take it in. Remember when the car, my husband was so excited. He called his parents, called my parents.
Called all our parents, and
I couldn't talk.
They said after 3 months.
And they were like, okay, give her the phone, and I couldn't say a word. And the parents, my husband was like, okay, Dad, she's trying to take it all in. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be excited, because I had a friend that took in, and after 3 months she miscarried, because they said it was not a baby that was in her womb, it was a sack. So my husband was like, I should not kill his child with negativity, but part of me was like, maybe it's a sack. Like, why am I going to be excited? I'm going to lose it after 3 months. because I didn't believe I could get pregnant. Like, I lost all hope. Like, at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take care of my sister's kid, my brother's kid. I'm gonna take them as my own. I'm not even hoping for a child. I started even dashing out the baby things I got for my first child. I dashed out a lot of them. I was like, you know what, madam, rest. I'll have babies. Keep my baby's things for me. But show you how my heart had gotten sick, and like, no, I'm done. I'm not trying for a child. But after 3 months, it progressed.
It was a real child.
It progressed. I'll hear heartbeats. I'll see movement. I'm like, the Lord has done this great thing for me.
And every time the baby stops moving, even if the baby is just sleeping,
I'll go to hospital though.
Yeah, so,
experience the best teacher.
So I think like this is our story. This is our testimony. How God puts, water inside coconuts. It's a miracle, and that's why we named her Amari. Mary means miracle of God or promise of God. And Fallon means, ruler.
So she's a promised ruler.
Yeah, she's the promised ruler, and it's amazing. Like, it's still unbelievable for us.
Like, remember when she was born, we'll not be looking at her like we're really parents. Like,
and it's still unbelievable.
It's not, we don't look at her because she was more like my mom. I didn't touch my daughter for like 2 days because I just kept looking at her like, I actually do have a child.
Yeah, it's still amazing to see the hand of God, and like this testimony is just to say that all glory, God, I think God wanted to take all the glory because
we had many revelations.
The FSH did not work.
Remember the last one I had, where a man walked to me and told me, "Be still, I know that I am God."
Yeah.
Just read the scripture. Oh no, he said sing the song. You wanna sing it?
What's this? Which one? They are many to sing. Which one? Sing it.
I will be still and know you God.
Yeah. So I think all glory just goes to God. Shout out to all the people that prayed, all the pastors that prophesied, all the doctors that did their thing.
All the people that had dreams, all my friends that were dreaming, you're pregnant, you're pregnant.
God just, did it His own way. And I'm believing God for everyone that is expecting just something. It could be marriage, it could be a job. It could be, your finances. It could be in your business. It could be a child. Whatever you're, believing God for. It could be healing. Just, just put God first and serve Him and pray for His will and just trust Him and then
be grateful in every.
Be grateful for what you have.
Grateful for what you have.
And intercede for other people, and hopefully, by God's grace, God, the same God,
we believe it's gonna work for you.
I did it for us. Will also do it for you. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please, share this video and put a thumbs up below. And thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Today on Hot Takes.
It's an honor. It's a pleasure, guys. Part of this Hot Takes family. It's amazing.
Until next week, I remain your host, Ephraim Isong.
And your co-host to be Delhi Oxygen.
Co-host is employing you.
I'm employing myself.
Bye.